The way the voting goes on, you've got the House of Representatives that you're all vying to become a member of, and with such a large amount of candidates, it's very unlikely that any of you are going to get past the post with a primary vote, which is 50% plus one. Now, the way this is going to be split, it's going to be very difficult, and I wouldn't expect any of you to be able to do that. But what I would like to ask you, and seeing we're talking about honesty, integrity, and all those wonderful words which I love, I would like you each to tell me, possibly with the exception of Jeremy, who's running as an independent, who has done deals with whom, because that really does concern me. Because I feel that the system needs to be tidied up. As far as I'm concerned, whoever tops the poll should go straight in with none of this two-party preferred crap that goes on, and you know, I just feel that until that happens, we're not going to be able to look everybody in the face and say you are an honest person. But I would love to hear who you're associated with, who you're giving your preference votes to, because that's going to have a big influence on who's going to be the winner out of all of you, and the two that are missing. So I'll hand back and let Ian run the show from here.
Thanks, Jeanette. Yeah, look, we might actually work the table with something different. So, Phil, you haven't been first or anything, so.
No, not here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have chosen my preferences, not head office. I just thought I might say that. And I sent it off to head office and I said, these are the people that I would like to put my preferences again. And the reason I've chosen my preference order is because I've preferenced Jeremy as number 2 and Stuart as number 3, mainly because their policies align to my belief in most instances. And it is the way I feel and the way I think that those two people actually align very carefully with me. And that's why I've chosen them. I had to have that debate with head office. You know how these big cities, you probably don't, but we have a mechanism and a process. But I actually chose my first 2 preferences because that's probably where the mix is going to finish up. In terms of the other gentlemen and the other members, I started to read all of the profiles, and I then really didn't have a major preference for the order. Right? So underneath Jeremy and underneath Stuart, it wasn't really a major concern in terms of what those people had as their policies, because in reality, I suspect that those numbers under 3 and 4 probably won't make a big difference in terms of our party and our position anyway. So they are the 2 that I've chosen, and they are very close to my beliefs, and they're very close to the policies that we are also advocating. I didn't make any deals with them. I didn't even know Stuart was going to be a candidate until the day when they pulled out the market. I didn't know, in all due respect to Jeremy, I had a cup of coffee with him, and that's it. I just wanted to know to get the man. I wanted to know the person. I knew what he was talking about, but we never ever talked about policy or preferences. We never talked about anything like that. I just wanted to understand what he was representing, because I really have value in independent. I think that's healthy and good quality independence, a healthy position to have. And that is why I've chosen the 3. And that's how I did it. I hope that answers your question.
Thanks, John. Ed?
We haven't nominated preferences deliberately. We believe the electorate can decide who they want to vote for and when. I'm surprised that Phil would align with Jeremy when Jeremy doesn't want to change penalty rates, but I'm not running the show.
We didn't
Phil
talk
is.
about it. We have no deal.
Phil's running his own show. And I'm actually honoured to be put right down the bottom of both major parties' preferences. I consider that an absolute honour. Thank you, David, and thank you, Phil. So well done to you both, because I don't stand for what they stand for, I can tell you that. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with these devils when we get into Parliament, aren't we? We'll wait and see what happens on election day, because you get to decide, you number all the boxes, and you get to put who you think and where you want to vote. You've got your own minds. I'm just saying vote for me because of what I represent. But you've got your own minds, you've got your own way of thought, and I refuse to dictate that.